Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose Writes and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fan fiction. This amazing thumbnail artwork is by Cat Saturn on Tumblr. I will link their information in the description box below, so check it out. If you are enjoying my content, please leave a like and a comment, and how about pressing that subscribe button while you're at it? If you don't know what to comment, how about Adrian is Cat Noir? Now then, please enjoy a night like tonight. Like so many nights, Ladybug sat on the Eiffel Tower, legs swinging like that of a child sitting in a chair not able to touch the ground. She hummed a driver's license as she sat lost in thought, enjoying the warm summer night. What a beautiful sight. Ladybug held her phone in her hand. Well, her burner phone. She and Cat Noir decided to get cheap phones that they could text each other on without jeopardizing their secret identities. His was the only contact she had. She tapped on the lonely phone number and selected message. "Hey Cat, you coming?" Ah yes. Their weekly Friday night patrol, but Cat Noir was running late. As usual, Ladybug came to expect this. Her phone sang a little jingle. "Of course, m'lady. I would never stand you up." She giggled under her breath. He signed nearly every text with that little emoticon. It was kind of adorable. She propped her elbows on her knees, enjoying the slight breeze blowing her pigtailed hair out of her face. Until... Another text? "You look beautiful." Ladybug sat up abruptly. What? Where was that tomcat? She looked around but saw no one. Weird. As soon as she was about to text him back to tell him to stop being a creep, she saw black leather-wearing hands on the edge of the Eiffel Tower. She let out a yelp and pulled her dangling knees up to her chest. She then sat on her knees to peer over the sides as Cat Noir shimmied his way to meet her. "Geez, Cat, can't you just come up here like a normal person? You nearly gave me a heart attack." Ladybug put a hand to her chest to give her sentence some dramatic flair. "Oh, come on, where's the fun in that, Bugaboo?" Cat shot a wink at his partner, which she paid no attention to. No matter how many times she had asked him to stop calling her Bugaboo, he kept on. She chose to ignore it now. Perhaps she even thought it was cute, in a platonic sort of way. Yeah, they were just friends. Ladybug was in love with another boy, and he knew that. At least, she thought he did. Ladybug rolled her big blue eyes. "Whatever, kitty." She sauntered past him, propping her arms on the railing to look out at her lovely city, lit up only by the moon and streetlights. "It's beautiful tonight, isn't it?" Her eyes were fixated on the nearly darkened sky that was dotted with tiny stars. Cat gazed at Ladybug's dimly lit silhouette. "Yeah, beautiful." "I can feel you staring at me," Ladybug said in a sing-song voice. Her cheeks burned underneath her mask, but she tried not to show it. She didn't want to give Cat any reason to continue pursuing her. "I know. I can't help it, m'lady. You're just so beautiful." She could see his tan skin turning red. He quickly turned away from her, looking embarrassed. "Cat, why do you like me so much?" It was an honest question. How could he like someone he didn't know? It baffled her. The question didn't come out quite right, and she hoped he wouldn't be offended. She just had to know. He met her with a wide grin. "Why do I like you?" he echoed. "Ladybug, you're the most amazing girl I've ever met. You're strong and brave. You're selfless and you stand up for what's right. How could I not love you?" Her eyes widened. Love? Cat Noir loved her? But he didn't know her. Not the real her, anyway. But still, no boy had ever said they loved her before. It made her feel warm. She quickly shook the thought from her mind. "But Cat, I'm not brave or strong. Not the real me, anyway. You love the mystery of Ladybug, not me." Her eyes stared at the street below, afraid to meet his gaze. She held back tears that wanted to fall. He gently took her hand. I love you, with or without the mask. Whoever you are, I'd love you. I don't love you because you're Ladybug. You should know me better than that. He spoke softly, his voice quivering. Thank you, Cat. And I'm sorry. She bit her lip. His face fell as he looked away, releasing her hand. Why are you sorry? His eyes appeared glossy. Oh no. The last thing she wanted to do was hurt him. He was her very best friend. She babbled, unsure of what to say. She wanted to apologize for hurting his feelings, for liking someone else. But she knew how that felt. The guy she liked didn't like her back either. Ladybug grimaced, a tear finally rolling down her masked face. Hey, please don't cry! Cat Noir cradled her face in his hands. Even when he's upset, he made sure she was okay. Typical Cat. He's the one who's actually selfless and kind and all of those other wonderful things. He pursed his lips to the side and thought. Oh! He exclaimed, his eyes twinkling like a child on Christmas morning. Give me your phone! What? Why? The tears had left her eyes and were replaced with something else. Suspicion? He smiled like the Cheshire Cat, looking mischievous. What could that cat be up to? To take a selfie, of course! Ladybug still wasn't following, so Cat continued. Wouldn't it be much better if when I called or texted you that you got to see my face? He leaned in close to Ladybug, purring. She face-palmed herself, but handed him the phone anyway. There was no lock screen, so he was just able to access her camera. But after taking her phone, he let out a small chuckle. What? What's so funny? She placed her hands on her hips, then remembered. Her background was one of Adrian Agreste's headshots from his last photo shoot! Oh no! If this didn't reveal her secret identity, then at the very least it was super embarrassing. He was going to think she was some crazed fangirl. Maybe she was. Just a little, but still. He cleared his throat. So, you have a crush on Mr. Teen Model? Like every girl in Paris? His eyes narrowed. She didn't like what Cat was implying. Did he think she was shallow? Did he think she only liked Adrian because he was an idol? She scoffed and lunged for her phone. Cat, that's not funny! Give it back! She said, struggling. Cat Noir raised the phone high above his head so she couldn't reach it, not even on her tiptoes. Curse this tall cat. A gleam of something lingered in his eyes. Still holding her phone, he leaned in even closer. What if I told you I was Adrian Agreste? He shot her a crooked smile, eyebrows wiggling up and down. Ladybug stared at him, not blinking before breaking into a fit of giggles. He crossed his arms, looking offended. Why is that funny? She rubbed her eyes, blurry with tears of laughter. I'm sorry, Cat, but there's no way you could be Adrian Agreste. Her laughter rang around the metal structure. Hey, I could be Adrian. You know, I bet Adrian wishes he was me. I'm much more suave and better looking than he could ever hope to be. I should be a model. Check out my catwalk. He turned, pretending he was walking a runway or a red carpet, then striking a pose. He was attractive. Ladybug would give him that. He probably could be a model if he wanted to, but being more attractive than Adrian? She didn't even know what that would look like. She clapped for him as she was at his imaginary fashion show. Even if you were Adrian Agreste, you couldn't tell me. Remember? Our identities must remain a secret. Ladybug approached, bopping his bell with that smirk. Oh, how she drove him wild. He chuckled. Right. I know, Bug. Only teasing. Good. Well, I better get going. See you later, my kitty. She flashed her brilliant smile before swinging away out of sight, leaving Cat Noir pining for more. Spots off! Marinette's transformation settled. She flopped onto her bed, staring at the board on the wall filled with pictures of her crush. She sighed, then turned over to stare at her little Kwame, who had made herself comfortable on Marinette's pillow. Tiki, do you really think Cat Noir could be Adrien? Her mind was obviously still swirling. He couldn't be, right? She just needed a little confirmation. If anyone knew, it'd be Tiki. Marinette, you know I can't answer that, the Kwame responded with her eyes closed. But you do know who Cat Noir is, don't you? Yes, I do. But I can't tell you, Marinette. You need to stop worrying about it so much, Tiki said through a yawn. Marinette huffed, turning over, slamming her eyes shut. She couldn't sleep now. After a few more minutes of laying there feeling sick to her stomach, her phone buzzed. Huh? The only person it could be was Cat, and it was getting late. What could he possibly want? Hi, Ladybug. No cat emoticon? Something was off. Hi, Cat. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Do you know what you said about not revealing our identities? Yes. Well, you can keep yours a secret. I can live with that. But I'm not keeping myself a secret from you. Not anymore. Before she could respond or protest, she received a photo message. Her heart raced as if she was running a marathon. But she was laying in her bed, staring at his name on her phone. Her slender finger hovered above the screen, her hands shaking. Then she tapped the message. He wasn't lying. Of course he wasn't. Cat doesn't lie. Or, Adrien doesn't lie. Staring back at her was a photo of Adrien Agreste in a black tank top, smiling, his emerald green eyes sparkling. She looked closely at the picture, and at the very back she could faintly make out his Kwame, Plag, floating, scarfing down Camembert. Adrien was unmistakably Cat Noir. The love of her life was on the other side of the screen. So, if Adrien was Cat Noir, that meant she still loved him, right? Of course, duh. He was the same person. But that also meant that Adrien loved her, right? A few minutes had passed and she got another text. Hello, Ladybug? You there? Sorry, Adrien. I'm here. I'm actually really glad you told me. And I'm really glad it's you. Marinette's heart swelled with love for this boy. But did she love him because he's Adrien? Or did she always love Cat Noir but was too blind to realize it? This made her head throb. She couldn't reconcile that they're the same person. Cat Noir was Adrien. Adrien was Cat Noir. Cat Noir loved Ladybug, which meant that Adrien loved her. For real? Was this happening? It was like all of her dreams were coming true at once. There was just one thing she had to do. She took a deep breath, releasing it slowly. Adrien, I need to tell you something too. Yeah? What is it? She gulped, gripping her phone tightly. Then she took a picture of her with her sleeping Kwame snuggled in her bed and sent it. I'm Marinette. And I love you. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. That would help me out a ton. Stay miraculous!